The Resurrection of Noah, Part 2. Cover has a photo of Noah, Prince Noah. This first selection is called Just to See You Smile. It was the first tribute to you, Noah. When you were here before, I loved you just to see you smile. I put you in my heart where we became one soul. So my love for you was sweet and easy like Summer Honey Suckle. In fact, to say I love you would have been the greatest understatement ever made. I was your admirer. My love for you was total. So in my will, we fixed and left the world for you and searched for good things to give to you, just to see you smile. To die for you would be too easy. I live for you. We must remake the world for you, if just to see you smile. When you laugh, you make me bubble over. And when I hug you, your fingers gently tug within my heart. I know I hold a piece of heaven in my arms. To hold you makes me smile. When you were here before, the weeks went by too fast. My understanding came up short, and so you left me and put in force alternate plans. The tears came down, and we could not smile. Though separated, we communicated across the universe, 'cause love's a bridge, and you're a bridge, across time and peoples, across the old world into the new, just like Noah. Anyway, time passed slowly. I took a course in love and patience and waited for you. And all this time, I celebrated your birthday every year. I dreamed about you. I prayed for you and blessed you with a mighty voice, resounding throughout the universe. So make no mistake, that universe has blessed you just to see you smile. Now that your trip away has ended, my love for you has grown in fullness. My heart, my arms are warm and open to you always. Celestial throngs greet you in jubilation. Men celebrate your birthday as a holy day, like St. Patrick, and that will surely make you smile. For love, you are our dream come true. You are proof that dreams come true, and that will make you smile. The second selection is called I Am That Jew Just Like You. I am that Jacob Jew like you. My soul is shaken. Grief wells up like high tide. Though I had 4 wives, my true love Rachel's gone. Son Joseph disappeared. My right hand Benjamin is captive. My heart is somber. They need to number 12. I am not Solomon, and looked for Rachel amongst 1,000 wives. Still was not satisfied, so I wrote books. Fathered the world through Jewish blood, collected horses, built the temple, minted gold, tried to gather wisdom, lost our kingdom. The sons I got were wanting. Rachel was not there. Thomas Jefferson is my name. I am the 3rd king of the realm. In image, I am Solomon and Jacob. Rachel's gone. I am in line to seize the throne. In life, do right. Take time to pray. My twin and I died the very same day. I am that John, the son of Zebedee, and Jew par excellence. Here's how to get the radiance. Submit as Jesus did. I am that Stevie Wonder Jew. Rachel and I are song for 2. and sing of love, redemption, justice, righteousness, and truth. On any given day, I just think to say, I love you. I am the princess Jews, like Ruth and Esther, sister, Mary, Naomi, aunts Sacagawea, wives, Joan of Arc, Elizabeth, Sojourner Truth, Gwendolyn Brooks, our mothers and their line of queens. I am the Jews who fight oppression, fight for knowledge, light and right, like Isaac Newton, John Milton, Yasser Arafat, Lyndon Johnson, John Brown, Nat Turner, Frederick Douglass, Mahatma Gandhi, Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Chief Joseph, Marcus Garvey, King James, who published the Holy Book, W.E.B. Du Bois, Sigmund Freud, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Albert Einstein, Johann Kepler, Gamal Nasser, Rastafari, Mozart, George Washington Carver, Cyrus the Persian, Omar Khayyam, Confucius, Rabbi Judah Hanasi, Harold, and other Washingtons, numberless others, Miles Davis, John Coltrane. All my children are the same. But when will Rachel come? I am that Muslim Jew, Muhammad. I am the messenger of God. I am that other prophet like the sun. I am the likeness of that Moses Jew, and give the law. The three religions of the West are one, born of Abraham, and there is one religion of the West in three, and there is one mankind in five races, one Islam in five pillars, one God, viewed from the third planet in three aspects, who gave no sons because Rachel was not there. Black John the Baptist. I am the Jew called Jean-Baptiste du Sable. I pitched my tent where crossroads of the universe diverge, was set to become a rabble-rouser, but Rachel was not there, so I died in 1818, was born again that year as Charles Marx, the Jew who fashioned isms, strong enough to shake foundations and the systems, hold at bay the devil, till I came to term. I am that Abraham Lincoln Jew. I have come back to speak with you. What I said then is always true. When right makes might, that will see you through. Mary and I will see you through. I am Abraham, the father of the Jews. The gospel news is that Jews follow truth and justice, righteousness. Jews follow Christ and not the Antichrist, called oppressors. I confess, oppressors are the devils. You know my children by the way they choose. I am King David, Jew. The queen and I have a kingdom to rule. Bathsheba was a very special prize, but married to a homosexual Uriah, as it was said. He fought within our army cadres. Forgive the trust I have betrayed by offing him. Without delay, the current king would put Uriah back into the army again, showing that we all get many chances. God gave me mercy and a son. The Lord, he gave us Solomon, and I proclaim my Lord is one. His arm is Christ the Son. Some Jews are Jew, Baha'is too, some Sikhs, some Zoroastrians, Hindus, Buddhists, Muslim, Socialists, Adventists, Mormons, witnesses. Some Jews are even Jews. For a Jew is love of God and of one's fellow man, justice, liberty, freedom, knowledge, life. I am that Jesse Jackson Jew, for God exists. I am the image of the liberating king, for evils we resist was put aside because this latest king must be elected. King George, Saul, must be defeated. So Vernon Jordan baptized him in living colors, anointed him beside none other than the Potomac. We must rise up against the wicked, then see if Rachel comes. I am that Jew in concentration camps or Egypt. I learned to trust in God, not things, for he surrounds us. And no, we all are Jews, always connected. All people are connected, just like Jacob and Rachel throughout infinity. So all my sons and daughters are together for all eternity. I declare today that you shall see, we all shall be set free. I am that Jesus, Jew Messiah. I am that Joseph, Jeshua. As Adam, I lost the kingdom of my life, but gained it back later through Christ. With him directs this current resurrection. The judgment seat is now in session. The world enters a wondrous birth, and only Jews will walk the earth. And no more tears for Rachel or the righteous. Come forward, do what you can do in love, and be that Jew like you. The next selection is called Am I the Reincarnation of Thomas Jefferson? No, I had the following experience starting on August 4th, 1999. I was lying in bed at about 10:30 p.m. and I began thinking how cool it would be if I could write a story on any of my supposed incarnations or others where I was famous and sell it. And I had this experience. My consciousness went to 1955 and then to Jefferson. Jefferson Elementary School was the first school I attended in Chicago. Presidents Jefferson and Lincoln are very special to me because of the Declaration of Independence, the Gettysburg Address, and some other statements concerning freedom and slavery. Read the following exchange between a guy named Jefferson who emailed me and AOL psychic hostess named Jeanette DeLangis and myself. Note, this is how Jeanette DeLangis introduced herself on AOL. Host and Jedi. Thank you. I am a professional psychic who works based on quickly tuning in into energies and vibrations to tell you what is happening now and in the future. Take a minute to check out my background or to order a reading by clicking on this link. The link was Host and Jedi. We have a photo of Jefferson on this page, on this slide. The exchange. The email to Jeanette. Dear Mrs. DeLangis, please forgive me for this intrusion, but I had this really interesting experience early this morning. I have confidence in the late Edgar Casey and in Gordon Michael Scallion. You also seem to be good. Can you answer me this question? Am I the reincarnation of Thomas Jefferson? Below is an email to JEFRSN, that's Jefferson at AOL.com, that tells why I ask that question. Wouldn't it be cool if we could document a reincarnation of someone that famous? Take care. Have a great day. Sincerely, Yusuf Khalim. Hey Jefferson, how's it going? Thanks for the link to your page. You would never guess that I was reading about Thomas Jefferson when I opened your email at 1:54 a.m. No kidding. I practice yoga, and sometimes I can get really interesting information in a dream vision state, or even just trying to meditate. If I can get into a conscious state, it is like that small, still voice. It's almost like a silent voice. So this is what happened. I am a writer, and I believe in reincarnation. I've had dreams or visions about some really interesting incarnations. Jefferson, I'll just paste a section from a book that lists some incarnations. So this is an excerpt from the Resurrection of Noah. It's a soliloquy to Noah. Remember, we are of the line of prophet kings, philosopher priests. We are the sons of God. That's what I was telling Noah. I have seen in vision a tornado traverse the location where Black Hawk Drive is. I lived about half a mile east of there. I was one of those explorers of the New World in the era beginning in 1492. This seems valid. Some of these are from a regression session that I had, and I'll kind of indicate whether I've experienced it myself or if it was just from the regression session. I was an itinerant preacher in the Mississippi Delta in the 1700s. Don't know about that. I was an African inventor in Georgia in the late 1800s. Don't know about that. And we have a nice depiction of Egypt, life in Egypt. I was a shaman or priest in Ethiopia in the late 1500s. I've seen something that resembles that. Don't know about the dating of it, the time frame. I was a follower of John the Baptist, and then through John the Beloved was a follower of the Messiah and a founder of the early Christian church. That seems likely. I was one of those individuals from the Jesus era who helped develop Islam. Jesus too was there to help, though not in the flesh. So Islam, taken with the teachings of Jesus, gives a balanced presentation of the one tradition of Adam, Abraham, Moses, and Muhammad. Seems quite true. Also, I was a Japanese soldier during the time of the persecution against the Christians, or about 1637. I've seen that. In addition to the above, I have deep connections to Africa, Asia, Europe, China, Russia, and the Caucasus. So Noah, you are the rightful heir to America and the world, because I have been there, creating bloodlines or traveling the bloodlines of the prophet kings, philosopher priests. And now we must reap the earth and give it back to our Father God. So anyway, Jefferson, I was thinking how cool it would be if I could write a story on any of my supposed incarnations or others where I was famous and sell it. And I did have this experience. My consciousness went to 1955 and then to Jefferson Elementary School. Jefferson Elementary School was the first school that I attended in Chicago. Presidents Jefferson and Lincoln are very special to me. First, I lived on Roosevelt Road in Chicago. Then on many other presidential streets, that is, streets with the names of the presidents. Van Buren, Warren, Adams, Harding, etc. I once had the unusual dream where I had the most intimate contact with Vanessa Williams, who was Mrs. America. On one 4th of July, I woke up singing, "He'll bless thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea." On one 4th of July night, I had a dream vision about individuals in or associated with a UFO. They were friends, brothers, kinsmen. You know that Jefferson and Adams both died on the 4th of July in 1826. Some of my most important experiences are exact mirrors of Jefferson's. I was married 10 years. I have never remarried. I had one son who died. I do have another, but I am now fighting for custody. Of course, Jefferson had African American children, which he could or would not claim. I understand that a little bit better nowadays. I raised my 2 daughters. I rewrote the Declaration of Independence in about 1995. And it is it's called New Declaration of Independence .html. I love law, farming, architecture, music. I once dreamed I was playing guitar. If Jefferson were here today, maybe he would want to play guitar, not violin. My given name is James Lee. Jefferson hung out with Richard Henry Lee and Francis Lightfoot Lee, and of course Patrick Henry. My living son's middle name is Patrick. He was born on St. Patrick's Day. Anyway, I was in the act of reading all this stuff about Jefferson when I also saw and opened your email. Bottom line, I was wondering if I could be the reincarnation of Jefferson when I opened Jefferson's email. Sorry this is so long. I am a writer like Jefferson. Take care. Good luck. Sincerely, Yusuf Khalim. The next section is called a response from Jeanette Delangis. Hi there. When we die, we become an energy and return to our soul group. While in that consciousness, we are aware of all past lives ever lived. So basically, we lived all past lives. This is a group effort here. It is like pouring a glass of water into a lake. You become the lake. When we return, it is like taking another glass of water out of the lake. Same lake, never who we were before. Take care, Jeanette. That's what she said. My response to Jefferson. Hey, Jefferson, I got an answer to that question. Look at this forward. Thanks. You were the catalyst. Take care. Sincerely, Yusuf. Forwarded message. Subject, I got an answer. Thank you. The date is Thursday, August 5th, 1999 at 1:12 p.m. From Yusuf Khalim to host and Jedi. Dear Jeanette, sorry to bother you again. I just wanted to say thanks for responding to my query this morning about the reincarnation of Thomas Jefferson. I did get a response through meditation at about 11:46 a.m. Chicago time. I got an unequivocal yes. That is an amazing answer, but not really much of a surprise. It was very clear, and it really didn't matter to me whether it was going to be a yes or a no. I always try to make that clear. I just want the truth. As a to be continued. The next slide is of Thomas Jefferson Elementary School, Chicago. As a writer looking for material, I could have done writings around a fictional reincarnation or reincarnate of Thomas Jefferson using the amazing mirror items that we found or find. Of course, we do have to go back and try to verify, confirm, and validate that wow of an answer. I think I understood your explanation this morning. I think that is the same as presented in the Bibles. John the Baptist is the reincarnation of soul of Elijah. Jesus is the reincarnation or soul of Adam, Melchizedek, maybe Enoch, Joseph, Jacob's 11th son, Joshua, and others in another body. Anyhow, that is also how Edgar Casey and I define reincarnation. The mind changes with different incarnations is more difficult to define. Or the mind change with different incarnations is more difficult to define. It's like one would get an updated version of software, that is mine, with the potential to access all the previous lives of that particular individual, plus, as you stated, potentially access portions of the whole lake. One day, our society will provide much more support, respect, and scientific research for the spiritual side of life. Then maybe we can have more common definitions of the spiritual side of life, and many will become more adept. Anyway, thank you. May God bless you endlessly. Take care. Bye-bye. Sincerely, Yusuf. The next section is titled, It is Now April 2000. No, it is now April 2000, and I believe that the Jefferson incarnation is more than a possibility. It is a probability, and the implications are enormous. If it is true, I bought the Louisiana Purchase 827,987 square miles of land between the Mississippi River and the Rocky Mountains, and from the Gulf of Mexico to the Canadian border. 15 of the 50 United States were created out of this area. My likeness is carved on Mount Rushmore. I wrote the Declaration of Independence. I am viewed differently by different people. I am viewed a certain way because of Sally Heming. I am viewed a certain way because I owned about 125 slaves. And I am viewed a certain way because of events occurring while I was governor of Virginia. It is important to realize that there is a possibility that much of Jefferson can be explained because if he and I are the same soul, then he would have been Muslim during the time of the Prophet. He would or may have been Muhammad's secretary and be responsible for helping write the Quran, in a role somewhat like Matthew's role was to Jesus. The Prophet Muhammad was engaged in a lot of war. Women became widows. Captives were taken, but Muhammad did not want captives to be held as slaves. Men had multiple wives. That would help explain some of Jefferson's views about slavery or women. Jefferson may have been the captain of the Nina in 1492 during the time of the explorations by Columbus of the New World. Jefferson would have been a Japanese soldier during the expulsion or persecution of Christians in Japan in 1637. He may have been a closet Christian or one of the persecutors. There seems to be secrecy and guilt feelings associated with 1637. Jefferson may have been a preacher in the Mississippi Delta in an incarnation preceding his birth in 1743. And he may have been an African American inventor in Georgia in the late part of the 1800s. Jefferson would thus have been a Native American shaman during a previous ice age on this North American continent, helping to explain his interest in Native Americans. Jefferson the Redhead exemplifies our British, Irish ancestry. He was against the British colonial empire. We oppose its present form, the Anglo-American Empire called Babylon the Great. Jefferson would probably have been strongly patrilineal because of his previous strongly emphasized patrilineal incarnation heritage. He would have previously been an Essene, a zealot, a follower of John the Baptist, and the Messiah. The Essene connection may help explain his elitist tendencies and other ascetic characteristics. The next slide is of Mount Rushmore. Jefferson, of course, is on Mount Rushmore. That is a likeness of him. He would have been an Ethiopian shaman in the 1500s and also have biological roots among the Yoruba. Jefferson may have sensed his heritage among the Egyptians and their architecture. So all the foregoing may help explain why Jefferson is unique and outstanding among his peers. In summary, Jefferson would have been part ascetic, part mystic, part romantic and sensual. He would have been a servant of God, even if imperfect. He would have been part humanist and part of a great brotherhood, just as I am. He would have been part radical revolutionary, a wholly dedicated and conscientious father, the eternal enemy of tyrants and oppressors, also called devils, aware of who the oppressors are today, very upset with the USA and the world, ready to take up arms again. And the last slide here is called Another View. It's of Thomas Elementary School at 1522 West Fillmore Street, Chicago, Illinois.